related to that the names of some freedom fighters. Now one by one we are going to see all of them, and we are going to learn a lot about father of a nation. Let's see. Okay, once again, good morning, everybody. As I ask you name of some freedom fighter, and you given me a lot of answer like Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru, Bhagat Singh, and other than this, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Rani Lakshmi Bai, and Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Okay, so these all are our freedom fighter, and these freedom fighter help us a lot to get the freedom. Now we are going to start to be learn about one of the great leaders, that is Mahatma Gandhi. Okay. Now, can you guess the person? Yes, we know that this is a picture of Mahatma Gandhi. And if I talk you that it is very difficult for you to recognize, because every time you have seen Mahatma Gandhi as like this, yeah, in our currency note of India, we see the picture of Mahatma Gandhi like this. And from this picture, you are not able to identify. Why? Because here Mahatma Gandhi, you can see that he is wearing some of the different clothes, and the hairstyle is totally different, and that's why it is difficult to identify him. Now yes, he is Mahatma Gandhi, father of our nation. Now let's get some information about Mahatma Gandhi. The real name of Mahatma Gandhi was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was born in Porbandar on 2nd October 1869. He was raised in Hindu family in a coastal Gujarat and trained in a law at Inner Temple, London. Now, this is a brief information about Mahatma Gandhi, that he was born in Porbandar and he belongs to the one of the family of merchants. Merchants, that means businessmen, merchant, and he started learning and got a degree of what, of law. Okay, and he was a lawyer, and he done his study from Inner Temple, London. Okay. Now Mahatma Gandhi was one of the greatest leader of our world, and other leader was war by hurting others, but Mahatma Gandhi have some different strategy. And in this chapter, we are going to see some of the story related to Mahatma Gandhi. What we are going to see? We are going to see some of the stories related to Mahatma Gandhi. How Mahatma Gandhi struggle a lot to give us a freedom, and also some of the story related to him, the nature, ideology of Mahatma Gandhi. Now, Mahatma Gandhi was one of the greatest leader of our world. Other leaders win the war, hurting others and killing them. Mahatma Gandhi did not use any arms and weapons like the gun, rifle, or bombs. And yet he won the war of India's independence. People lovingly called him Bapu or Bapu Ji. Now, what is mean by this paragraph? Now, here in this picture, you can see some of the, okay, what you can see here, you can see some of the weapons like the bomb, then grenade, then rifle. Why we use all this? You know, children, to get in our country, or every country keeps some types of weapons with them to fight with the other country if they attack. Okay, so we keep ourselves prepared. Now, every time war happen, the second important and most important thing to win the war is different types of weapon. If the country having a different types of weapons, then the country will surely be very confident enough for winning the war. And this was the strategy applied by everybody to win the war. If war is there, we need some weapon to fight. Okay, but this was not in the strategy of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi does not believe in the war. He said that everything can be everything we can achieve or we can get, okay, and we can win with the help of we can say with the help of satyagraha. So the satyagraha strategy was given by Mahatma Gandhi. Now let's see what is satyagraha, what is mean by satyagraha, and what are the other strategies of, and how was the nature of Mahatma Gandhi. Let's know more about him. He won the war of India's independence, and without harming anyone, without using such weapon. Okay. Now Gandhiji was man of iron will. What was the quality of Gandhiji? He was man of iron will. Now what is mean by word iron will? Okay, iron will means what? A person who having a strong determination, dedication towards whatever he decided to do. Okay, this was the nature of Gandhiji, that if he decided to do something, any way, with any matter, what he used to do, he used to achieve it. Okay, so this was the most prime and important, we can say, quality of Gandhiji, that was, he was man of iron will. No matter how difficult it was, one day he decided that he would earn morning prayer every day. What he decided, that every morning, every early morning, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the prayer. And for this, what he started doing, he just make his mind set that yes, every day what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the prayer. And once he decided to do this, from that day on, that he never missed the prayer. जिस दिन से उन्होंने डिसाइड किया रोज प्रेयर करूंगा सुबह की, उस दिन से फिर कभी भी उन्होंने क्या किया, कभी भी उन्होंने प्रेयर मिस नहीं की. Okay, so that was the strong determination, a man of, and that's why here the word used, he was man of iron will. What is the word used? He was the man of iron will. Okay, students, till now everything is clear? Show me the thumbs up. He was a man of iron will. Now next, let's see the next paragraph. So this is one of the thought given by the Gandhiji. Why he decided to, and why he known as the man of iron will? Because he believed in the future depends upon what we do in the present. Okay, and that's the reason Gandhiji decided to do whatever he decided to do. He always start with the doing from the day he decide. Okay, not from tomorrow I'm going to do this, from the next week I'm going to do this. If we are going to plan this thing like in this way, that tomorrow, the tomorrow will never come and your future will never change. If you want to change your future, then you need to work hard on your present. Now next, see, now children, you know, as I told you, it was difficult to identify Gandhiji in such clothes. Okay, the whatever thing he is wearing, like the coat, pant, and everything. There, it is difficult to identify him. If you talk and if you want to identify Gandhiji, most of the time we have such a image in our mind. Okay, Gandhiji with the one white dhoti and shawl, and just like some of the less hair, and we can say old personality. But you know that why Gandhiji, we can say, Gandhiji is just wearing such a loin cloth. There is a one story behind it. So once Gandhiji was on lecture tour in Odisha. Actually, men and women gathered in a large number to listen to him in Odisha. However, women were not seen in these public meetings and lectures. On making inquiry, Gandhiji comes to know that Gandhiji comes to know that the women's not having the appropriate cloth which can they wear in the public meeting. Okay, and that's why they are not attending the public meeting. Okay, now what happened? Gandhiji was once went to Odisha. Odisha is one of the state in India. So he went over there to give the lecture. Lecture means a long speech. Okay, so he went in the Odisha and he started giving the lecture, but he saw that, he observed that only men's were attending the lecture. Here in this picture, you see that only men's are attending the lecture. Then he got the question in mind. Now, every time whenever I go to the any place to give the lecture, men and women both gathered. But here, why only the men's are there? After making inquiry, after asking to someone, he comes to know that the women's in the Odisha not having the appropriate clothes wear. Okay, they don't, these women don't have appropriate clothes to wear, and that's the reason they are not attending the public meeting. You know, whenever you go somewhere in a public place, like in the train, bus station, or school, or any of the marriage party, you wear appropriate clothes. Okay, so that time the India was so poor that the people even not have the enough clothes to wear, and that's the reason women attend the lecture of Gandhi. And after knowing this, he was deeply pained. Okay, pained means what? Deeply hurt after knowing this. So from that day, he decided to wear the bare minimum clothes he could. And from what he decided, from that day onwards, he decided that from today onwards, my country, people in my India don't have the enough clothes to wear, and how I can wear this hi-fi coat, pant, and everything, and going to give the lecture. So that's why from that day onwards, he decided that today onwards, what I am going to do, I am going to wear the bare minimum clothes. Okay, what I am going to do, I am going to wear the bare minimum clothes, not more than. Bare minimum clothes means what? Limited. Okay, the cloth which is very necessary, that much only I am going to wear, not more than that. Jitna zaruri hai मैं उतना ही पहनूंगा, उससे ज्यादा नहीं. And from that day onwards, he started wearing the loin clothes. Loin clothes means what? Only dhoti and what? Only dhotis and one shawl. Okay, even in cold or even in very hot season, Gandhiji always wear this loin cloth, that is only dhoti and one shawl. Okay, above the knee. Clear, student? What was the story behind it? Once he went to the lecture and he saw that the people not have enough clothes to wear. Women are not attending the lecture, and that's it. That's why from that day onwards he decided to wear a bare minimum clothes. Now next to. Now what is meaning of iron will? Iron will means what? Strong determination, as I told you. It's time to ask some question answer before we see the next story. Okay. So the Gandhiji is known as dash of our nation. Tell me, answer in the chat box. Gandhiji known as our dash of our nation. Yeah, father of our nation. Okay. Gandhiji known as father of our nation. Okay. Now next question. Pay attention. Gandhiji used any weapons? Did Gandhiji use any weapons? Yes or no? See, in first paragraph I explain you. No, yes, absolutely right. Gandhiji did not use any weapon. He used some of the other strategies like satyagraha. Okay, now next question. Did Gandhiji ever miss his prayer? Did Gandhiji ever miss his prayer? Yes or no? No, he never missed the prayer that day he decided, because he was the man of iron will. Okay, now next question. Could Gandhiji afford fancy clothes? Could Gandhiji afford fancy clothes? Yes, he was rich. He belongs to the family of merchant, but still, after looking towards the pain of people in India, he decided to wear the bare minimum clothes. Okay, now our today's next story is also the next story in this lesson, Great Leader, is also related to the clothes only. Okay, so once what happened, let's see. This story is very interesting, children. Now pay attention. Once he had gone to the England to attend a very important conference. King George of England gave a reception to the participant of the conference at his palace. People received by the king have to dress up in certain way. Now what happened? Once the Gandhiji went to the England, okay, that day England used to rule over India. Okay, so we were the slaves of what? Slaves of these Britishers. So Britishers were used to live in England. So we were the India was ruled over by the England. Once the king of England, King George, invited all these some of the important leaders for the conference. Conference is such kind of meeting where the large number of people invited. Okay, so he invited in the conference. Gandhiji was invited in the conference and he went to attend the conference. But after the conference, King George gave a reception, a type of dinner or party which is given by this King George. And people or the participant of the conference have to wear certain dresses. Okay, and then they have to attend the reception. This was the one of the kind of, we can say, dress code was there. Okay, as you have the dress code in Diwali party, Christmas party, like red and blue, green and white, and you follow that. In the same way, the some kind of dressing like the coat pant and all was prescribed, was instructed by the people of that conference. Okay. So once what happened, the Gandhiji went over there and he started attending the conference. And after the conference, there was plan of a reception in the palace of King George. And here they need to dress up in certain way. But you know, Gandhiji has given decided, or he was a man of iron will, and he decided that once he decided to wear a bare minimum clothes. And here also in the conference also, he went to attend the meeting in that loin cloth, dhoti and shawl, and everybody was there in the coat pant. Then everybody thought in the mind, now what Gandhiji is going to do. Now people in England wanted to know the Gandhiji would change the dressing style. They were thinking, now the King George has called us for the reception and the dress code is mentioned by him. Now what the Gandhiji is going to do? This man is always wearing dhoti and shawl. Now what he's going to do? So Gandhiji could change his style and his dress to the see the king. The Gandhiji made it very clear that he would be dressed in the usual way, even visiting the king of England. Now here the Gandhiji was man of iron will. He said that I'm not going to change my clothes. I have decided to wear this for the people of my country. My country is so poor due to the some of the mispractice of Britishers. They are ruling over us. They are targeting us. They are not giving us a facility or any kind of liberty to do the business, and that's why people in my India is very poor. They even don't have the clothes to wear. And how I can going to dress up in the coat pant to just impress the king? I'm going to wear my usual dress. Usual dress means that the loin cloth, dhoti and shawl. Okay, even visiting the king of England. Okay, now he would be here as of the people whom the represented. Now what he said, I'm going to represent the people. Okay, I'm going to wear the clothes to whom I am representing. My people are not wearing coat pant. My citizens of India are not wearing this coat pant, and I am a representative of these people. Okay, I'm here to represent, to showcase them. And if they are not wearing coat pant, that's why I'm not going to wear any kind of fashionable clothes. So he would hear the dress, wear the dress of people whom that he represent. Gandhiji was not bothered of what the style of dress Britishers. He was not at all bothered about this. What the Britishers are going to think about me, what they are going to, whether they are going to allow me to attend the reception or not. But I am not going to change my dress, and that's the reason here the word used that he was a man of iron will. In any condition, once he's think and set in the mind, it never changed. So long as the poor people in country did not have enough clothes to wear, finally the king had to welcome at his reception. And at the end, king has to welcome Gandhiji and his reception without this coat pant and all. He wear the dress as he wear usually. The Gandhiji himself was dressed quite, the king himself was dressed quite extravagantly. Now, here more than he required, okay? Just more than whatever thing is required. The king was dressed in such a way that it was looked like he was wearing something more than its requirement. Okay, some extra. Now Gandhiji was asked whether he had to he had enough clothes for the meeting to meet the king. He replied that the king had enough clothes for both of them. Now everybody started asking that he don't have enough clothes to wear or what? That's why he's coming in the dhoti and shawl. So Gandhiji replied, no, king is wearing a clothes for both of them. The King George wearing clothes both of them. हमारे दोनों के हिस्से का जो clothes था वो king ने पहन ही लिया है. That's why I am just wearing this much only dhoti and kurta. Okay, so this was the funny reply given by the Gandhiji. Millions of the poor people in India felt happy that the Mahatma Gandhi dressed like them. So people in India feel happy that that the Mahatma Gandhi did not change his dressing sense for the Britishers. Although Mahatma Gandhi did not use any destructive weapon. Destructive weapon means what? The weapons which make a very full and we can say a very huge losses take place due to the destructive weapons. Okay, so Gandhiji did not use such a kind of weapons, but they still win the war of India's independence. Okay. So he had a millions of staunch followers. That means a very dedicated followers. So Gandhiji showed all his suppressed people and in the world with the new path of Satyagraha. So suppressed people who are weaker section, or advantage is taken by the people, some of the other people. Okay, the poor people, suppressed people. Okay, so he showed them the path of Satyagraha. Satyagraha, that which means, whenever the price of petrol or anything raise, and what happened, people took out the march. Okay, they do the some of the rallies. So these are the part of some satyagrahas. Okay, he is remembered for his greatness not only in India but also in all parts of the world. So Gandhiji was only known in India but also some of the parts, all the parts of world, because of his one of the ways or strategies of satyagraha. So this is all about the Gandhiji. This is very short and sweet lesson, okay, in which we have already seen the how Gandhiji, three story related to Gandhiji. Very first one was about the prayer, second one was related to why he is wearing bare minimum clothes, and the third one of King George Palace. Okay, so in these three stories we come to know that he was a man of iron will, and many more things is there to learn from the Gandhiji. And he was the person who gave very dedicated towards, he created a lot of awareness in the mind of people in India for the what, for the independence. Okay, and that's the reason his name as a great leader, and chapter name is also a great leader. Okay, chapter number 8, great leader, and that's why the word great leader is known. Great in leaders, he was great because he shown a path of satyagraha, and without weapon he win the war of independence. Okay student, now let's see one of the video related to the work done by Mahatma Gandhi, and then we will take the some of the question answer as well as reading of this lesson. Okay students. Okay.
For our country, we celebrate this day as Gandhi Jayanti. It is the birthday of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation. We also call him Bapu with great respect and affection. Long ago, on this day, in 1869, a cute little baby was born in Porbandar town in Gujarat. Father Karamchand Gandhi and mother Putlibai named the baby Mohan. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. As a child, he was greatly influenced by the honesty and strict discipline of his father and by the simplicity and religious thoughts of his mother. At a very early age, the shy little child learned great values of truthfulness, integrity, honesty, and discipline. He lived these values throughout his life and rightly demonstrated the power of these values to the entire world. When Mohan grew older, like many other teenagers, he also fell in bad company and picked up a few bad habits such as smoking and stealing. But soon he realized his mistakes and decided to confess. He wrote down everything on a piece of paper and put it in the hands of his mother, who was then sick. In the letter, he asked for punishment and promised never to repeat the mistakes. His father read the letter and, without uttering a word, tore up the paper with a deep sigh. Tears rolled down his cheeks and he lay down. Seeing his father's sorrow, Mohan was deeply grieved. He realized how much his father loved him. Later on, he came to understand that it was his honest confession that made his father react in this totally unexpected, non-violent way. This lasting mark on his mind. He realized the power of truth. From that day, he resolved to always tell the truth. The incident also revealed to him the calming and healing power of non-violence or ahimsa, which could transform everything. Later, he thus took it up as a weapon in our country's struggle for freedom. After passing his matriculation examination, Mohan attended college at Bhavnagar. At that time, the idea of going to England fascinated him. His elder brother then decided to send him to England to become a barrister. He left for England in September 1888. After finishing his studies, he returned to India and started practice as a lawyer in Rajkot. After some time, an offer came to him to go to South Africa as a legal advisor to an Indian firm. Mohandas accepted the offer, and in May 1893, he went to Natal in South Africa. In those days, there was discrimination between the white and the colored people. In South Africa, Indians were ill-treated and disgraced. They were called coolies. Very soon, Gandhiji too had his share of this experience. He was traveling in a train to Pretoria in a first-class compartment. On the way, a European passenger entered the compartment and found Gandhiji in it. He complained to the station master, "Take this coolie out and put him in a lower class." Gandhiji raised an objection that he had a first-class ticket, but nobody heard him. A policeman pushed him out with his bag and baggage. It was a very humiliating experience. He decided to fight against this inhuman color discrimination and help the Indians living there in their struggle for civil rights. However, unlike other contemporary protesters, he took up the weapons of truth and non-violence, which he later named as Satyagraha, to fight against the injustice. He called a meeting of the Indians in Pretoria and told them to form a league. This was his first public speech. It caused a new awakening among Indians. Gradually, he became the leader of the Indian community in South Africa. After coming back to India in 1915, Gandhiji decided to fight against the injustice of the British towards his countrymen. Very soon, many people from all over the country joined him. They started calling him Bapu, the father, and Mahatma, the great soul. Along with his followers, Gandhiji non-violently united the whole of India against the British rule. The British arrested Bapu and his followers and sent them to jail on many occasions. But it did not deter them fighting against injustice. Gandhiji emphasized on Satyagraha as the method to be followed in the national movement against the British. He insisted on showing passive resistance non-violent disobedience, boycotts, hunger strikes, and so on in the freedom movement. Finally, the British understood that it would not be possible to rule India in the face of such opposition and decided to go back to their own country. Our country got independence on August 15, 1947. It was the first time in the history of the world and mankind that a huge victory was achieved by Satyagraha. Mahatma Gandhi inspired millions of people the world over to take the path of non-violence and civil disobedience. The whole world has recognized the greatness of Bapu and his novel method of satyagraha or non-violent protest.
So I hope, student, that this lesson is clear to all. Okay, non-violence means without harming others, and just respecting others' views, and without using the weapon, keeping your words and your thought in front of someone. Okay, like how you are going to be just practice this non-violence in your day-to-day life by respecting your father and mothers, your teachers, and then just helping others. Okay, and yeah, they rule over India because they used to do the business. Yeah, I got the question in the chat box that why Britishers rule over India, because here they get the manpower and they used to do the business over here, and they have set up their East India Company in India, and then they get profit, and that's the reason they rule over India. Okay, in higher standard in history, you're going to get the knowledge about it, and that's the reason here the Mahatma Gandhi struggled a lot to give freedom to India. They shown the two path, that is justice, non-violence, and even the satyagrah. Okay, so non-violence means not hurting others and keeping their views. Okay, now what is justice? Give a equal, if somebody is wrong and if somebody is right. Okay, so to give a right things to the right one is a justice. Okay, whether the person is poor, whether the person is rich, or whether the person is somewhat very old or small or big or young or whatever, right is justice is for everyone. So student, think about it after this lecture, try to find out what is non-violence, what is justice, and even you are going to get the acted to it. Okay, so just take some information about it, and here we will end this lecture or in this chapter. Okay, explanation of this chapter. Anybody having a doubt? Okay,